So now we just gotta get back to Kindly Cheng without stirring up any trouble. Oh fuck, we gotta fix some feng shui before we leave, don't we? Burning tires past market. Broken water shutoff valve. Consider it fixed. Oh, what's this? Inspect. Maggots churn within stews of unidentifiable ingredients. Ugh. Oh, hey, stranger. A gun runner. A tubby man with a twice broken nose glances up at you from a pile of gun parts. He offers a gap-toothed smile. Nice firearms here, good for protection. You got a husband or wife, kids? You keep them safe with one of these beauties. Quality's guaranteed. Your satisfaction is everything. You want to buy? Show me what you got. Makeshift homemade shotgun. AK-47. What do you have? I guess we can't touch Duncan's shit. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to make do with the gun you have then, Duncan. Bao know you're selling guns in his area? Got Bao's permission to sell weapons in this stall. Been selling a lot of them, even more than usual. That's good for me. You ever heard anyone say prosperity in the walled city? If you're an organ legger or a gun runner or a triad, there sure as shit is. Otherwise, you're looking at a hand-to-mouth, meal-to-meal existence here. How do you stand it here? Business is good here, man. Real good. It's disgusting, but you go where the market is. Gotta run. It's a productive little fella. Probably doesn't have to pay a lot of rent because he's so short. Now, if I was a broken water valve, where would I be? Where would I set up shop? Return to Hioi. Nope. There's a water valve to be repaired. 2 rooftops. What's over here? As long as it's not to the Lotus Den. Yellow Lotus Enforcer. Ah, that's the guy that beat up the other guy. Whoop. Strength 3. Wrench on the shutoff controls. This old rusted water valve might be able to close out the flow of water that's pouring into the broken pipe. Done. The flow of water ceases. Less clean water will run off into the streets now. Karma gained 1, no biggie. By the way, we have a bunch of karma we have to spend when we get upstairs. Oh, you're okay. Local. I don't want any trouble, boss. He exhales sharply. Please just leave me be. Sorry for your troubles. I'll leave you alone. Ah, we should help him. We're a friendly fella. Phineas Urk, he's known for helping people. Let's do it. Even though I'm sure Kindly Cheng will be super pissed if we kill that enforcer. The Yellow Lotus Enforcer glares at you. You can see the outline of the old man's cred stick in his vest pocket. He flexes and his muscles bulge. What do you want? Step away, asshole, right now. I thought I'd relieve you of the burden of your cred stick. Oh, there we go. I got some etiquettes. I got a better idea. Think I'll take your money instead. He licks his lips. Give me your cred stick so you'll get what the old guy got. I'm not playing around. Shaking down a Shadowrunner isn't a good idea, sweetheart. Give me the old man's stick before I put a hole where your head is. He comes up short, frowning. His eyes shift from you to Duncan, to the assault rifle on Duncan's back. Ah, to hell with it. There's nothing on this old stick anyways. He tosses a cheap cred stick back to you. The balance on its LED screen reads 63. Oof. You got what you came for. Now get out, yeah? I got a date now and I don't need you messing it up. Remember this the next time you decide to shake down an old man. Yeah, get out. There's another karma. Good thinking, me. Give him his $63 back. Hand him back his cred stick. Here you go, man. Got this back for you. Thank you, thank you. I don't have anything that I can reward you with, but I appreciate what you did. Thank you. This is everything I have in the world. That'll pay dividends later on, I'm sure. Like he's secretly a millionaire. Gotta do our part to help Hong Kong. Don't want any trouble, fellas. Just be on our way. Good, you're still alive. Is it done? It's done. Thank you so much. The young woman sighs with relief. She opens the flap on her satchel, reaches inside, and produces a plastic sheath. I'm not magically active, so I can't see the flow of key in the area, but I've got test strips. Little sheets of paper embedded with key-sensitive bacteria. It's a close relative of FAB, but I don't see it of much use outside Hong Kong. She pulls the strip out of the sheath and holds it to the air. Within seconds, it turns ink black. She lets out a dejected sigh, her eyes shifting from the strip to her watch to the strip again. She looks utterly defeated. Damn it, I've been making adjustments for weeks now trying to get the key to circulate better. Nothing seems to work. If anything, this one went bad even faster than the control strips I took when I got here. Any idea why? No, it should work. I followed the texts, done everything right. The key here is rancid, that's obvious, but I swear, it's even worse than it should be. No wonder this place is so disgusting. The student coughs and rests her head in her hands. That's it. I'm getting out of here in a little while. Gotta tell my advisor about this. Thanks for the help. Hope you don't stay long. I sure as hell won't. Okay, bye. Did our part to help Mrs. Cheng. Wu holds up his hand for everyone to stop, turns to the two of you and hooks his thumb in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shuttling messages between criminals and a Hong Kong syndicate. I can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. Must have been important. He flew all the way here, hired runners for an escort. But why? This place makes you feel like your life has no value. Like there's just no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have here. Isabel ignores the barb. She's too pleased. I can't believe it. We actually delivered Auntie's message without anyone dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gun Show. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gun Show? Seriously? Wu's goggles point down at Isabel. That's not going to stick, is it? It might. Most of the people we meet call you Gun Show. It's hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if wretchedness itself had grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subside, but their echoes still thrum in your insides. Isabel walks quickly, regularly checking over her shoulder, as if expecting pursuit from the buildings themselves. She hugs her cyberdeck to her chest as if protecting a small child. Wu pauses a moment and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets, but returning to Hioi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouths accent unsmiling faces that billboard a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Cheng and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with. Get your sin burned. Get on to the next stop, whatever that is. You leave the City of Darkness behind. Head to the Mahjong Parlor on a date with a crime lord. On my way. 6 karma. Jesus. Inspect? Hello? A large X formed my peeling duct tape. Right. Mahjong Parlor's over here. Is this parlor on a boat? Not that it matters. Kindly Cheng watches you closely as you walk across the Mahjong Parlor. As you approach, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the Triad boss's ear. Cheng smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in the straw sandal's eye. I've heard from Bao. He got my message very clearly. And I understand that there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. Isabel did a great job of guiding us. Did she? Good to know. My message was delivered and Strangler Bao's back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, stabs a button with a lacquered fingernail. The order's been sent. Congratulations, you're now sinless, shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. I didn't like the way my life was going anyway. Wu pulls himself up to his full height. Yeah, well, I had something going in Seattle, Phineas. I had my license. I was going freelance. Found a storefront in Bellevue where Carter and I were going to set up shop. Now it's all blown to hell. Someone's going to pay for that. Pay for Carter. Whoever gave the kill order on Carter also forced us to give our identities and took Raymond. Wu shuts his jaw firm. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Kindly Cheng holds up a hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network look into Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier, and I agree. She eyes the room carefully and leans in. I can't just let this lie. Someone killed my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to the Yellow Lotus and the others if I do nothing. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table facing you. The Triad boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings, the kind you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button and a recorded newscast appears on the screen. Raymond's photograph appears on the screen behind a reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbor. It's a picture you've seen before. A professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Redmond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, Seattle man killed. Another shooting involving the police department. A Seattle community organizer and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbor last night. HKPF police report the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to police orders to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong were available. Police have stated that due to the shooting's proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, the investigation must remain confidential and no other details are being revealed at this time. Kindly Cheng taps the button again and the video closes. Wu puts his hands to his face. This just keeps getting worse. You were right, Auntie. That was news I did not like. Raymond's dead. Wu puts his hand over his mouth trying to process the information. He sways and for a moment it looks as if he's going to pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu, thinks better of it and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed? That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Kindly taps the video closed. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, my darlings. This is security footage from Victoria Harbor last night. You'll find it contains a contradiction. The PDA shows silent, grainy video footage of Raymond sitting in a tea shop flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. The footage continues and the camera displays several black-clad figures entering its field of view from different angles, guns ready. A tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly towards Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands to face him and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face. White plastic. His guards turn to draw weapons and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hand on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops, and Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Gobbett reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of semi-rigid plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. She pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. It's also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in a crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. He sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Cheng watches Wu intently. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? Well, we'll find out who this plastic-faced man is, then we get some answers. With what resources? Cheng's eyes sparkle. I'm afraid there are some facts you're going to have to face. She puts on a grave face. You're alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? This is a topic that requires serious consideration. Kindly wipes her hand across a stack of tiles, spreading the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promise you safety in my town for the night. We'll talk about the plastic-faced man tomorrow. Kindly gestures to Gobbett and Isabel. Ladies, go find our new friends a place to bed down in that rat's nest squat boat you call home. We'll all talk after you've slept. Figure out our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Thank you for your help, Auntie. Of course. Kindly Cheng smiles and her black button eyes flash cold. What are friends for? Oh, we're not in debt to a Triad leader. That's not what happened. What's down this way? Just a dude with a broom. I don't think you're going to get this place clean anytime soon, fella. A solar-powered buoy. You know what? Why not? This is your boat? That's a big fucking boat. What's this? A bolt hole. The original name has been sloppily painted over with black paint. Newer but somewhat weathered characters have been painted in bold brush strokes and read bolt hole. In Cantonese, because we're in Hong Kong. We'll explore in the morning. Although I'm pretty sure it's always going to look like this in Hong Kong. You two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose towards a hatch. The head's over there for you to take care of your necessaries. It may look communal, but try to knock before you enter. Seriously. I know the drill. Wu turns to you. Stinks of fish, just like that place we squatted at on Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one with that Aslan family and their dog. You hated that dog. He kept digging at my food stash. No matter where I hid it, he'd find it and scarf down a week's worth of grub. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. Still, it was sad what happened to him and the family. No one should go out that way. He stretches and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arms. And this has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. The orc turns to you, raises an eyebrow. Anything you need before I leave you to it? How'd you get your hands on this place? How'd you get your own fucking giant boat? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. You found it empty? He sweeps his eyes across the cabin. The doubt is plain in his face. Somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this? She shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out on some multiplayer cyber game. I'm not sure they ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated, stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True, they had the moves. Should have hung an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out nutrition is important. So what happens? Did they die? She shrugs. Nightjar ran him out. Not sure what happened to him after that. Anyways, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Right, everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. She shrugs. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, he can have the lower level, especially if it keeps Auntie Cheng happy. Who the fuck's down there? Is it just you two? Yeah, Goblet's mouth screws up a bit. Now that Nightjar and Gutshot are gone, it's just us. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat. It sounds like it's coming from the level below. And the creepy Russian guy running the room below downstairs. Nothing to worry about, he mostly keeps to himself. She checks her PDA. He'll stop soon, he's usually quiet by now. Is there a place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there, you can stash your stuff in it. No one will touch your things in here, and it's a lot bigger than it looks. I'm gonna grab some snack time. Good, look, you look like you could use it. We'll go see Kindly in the morning, figure out our next move. Okay, bye. Got like a little Hong Kong remix. Stash. Team. Preview. Oh man, he's definitely grown since the last game. Confirm. Got some talking to do, Duncan? Hey, Phineas, I got some things I gotta take care of here. Let's talk later. Oh. Ladies? Come back later, Stubtoe Williams. I'm busy. My name is Phineas fucking Irk. Hey, Seattle. I'm not really in the mood to hang out right now. Heavy stuff going down, you know? It'll be fine, but for the time being, I'd rather be alone. We'll talk later. Look at that, you got a rat totem. I should probably get a totem for my room. The dove. Well, sleepy time. Yeah, I don't know what that means. The dream is suffocating. The shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway. And the teeth? They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly. Phineas! Come on, Phineas, wake up. We gotta go talk to Kindly. The others already left. Was I drooling? You were sucking your thumb pretty hard. Well, I miss my blanket. He looks around at the room. Yeah, I miss a lot of things. Then he cocks a thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You were thrashing around in your sleep. I was having one hell of a nightmare. He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. I had a bad dream last night, too. What about? He shrugs. I don't remember my dreams all that well. It's probably motion sickness, not used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head. Then I came back and woke you. You doing okay? I'll survive. His fingers hit a knot. He winces. But man, nothing's gone right since we stepped into this country. I'll tell you something, though. This is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. What makes you say that? Think about it. That statement from the cops in the newscast could be fake. Ours was. And that surveillance footage? We never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion is intense but contained, focused. Raymond's alive, Phineas. I know it. You make a good case, Officer Wu. His smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. Should have been a detective instead of a headbuster, right? His smile fades. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, squatting on a stinking trawler. My partner's gone, Raymond's gone, hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. And now I can't go to sleep to hide it all without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. Is all that piercing you got in Tacoma? I had to drop that. Hygiene issues. Wu struggles to smile. He fails. What the hell did we fall into here, Phineas? I mean, what's coming next? Isn't it obvious? Look around. We're sinless, living in the shadows, dealing with criminals. Wu's silent for a moment. All you get is a blank expression. You're thinking of becoming a Shadowrunner. He says it without judgment, just a statement of fact. Think we already are Shadowrunners. It's the name of the fucking game. I think this whole thing has been a blur. I haven't been able to really stop and think for a second. He shakes his head slowly, lets out a groan. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a cop. You got to keep your gun. Don't mess with me, man. He checks his watch. Gob and Isabel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what your Triad lady has to say. All right, let's go.